Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I do have a Divine Masculine read for you today. I just wanted to make a couple quick announcements. I received a lovely gift from one of my viewers from her business, Lavender Moon. I wanted to show you the card, okay? So Lavender Moon from Ginger. Thank you so much, Ginger. They're beautiful. I wanted you to see the candle, okay? Very natural. Smells nice and fresh, beautiful. And then there's candles and soaps. Okay. So you can check out her website if you have any questions. Here's one of the other soaps. I don't know if you can see it really well, but thank you so much, Ginger. That was a really beautiful gift. I'm going to get right into the read. I did want to let you guys know that I opened a Facebook page under Twin Flames 3344. Nothing specific right now. I kind of just wanted to open it to have a forum for you guys to get together and share with each other. I wanted to start putting up beautiful things like your favorite artwork or your favorite music. I'm not going to be limiting it to anyone. It's not a group, it's just the page. So, you know, don't put anything out there that you don't want shared with the world, all right? Because it's going to be accessible to everyone. I don't want to have to limit anything. I don't want to have to be a guard dog. This is just a general site for adults, and I assume that all you guys know how to be nice to one another, okay? And if there's some negative energy that comes up there, you know, just let it alone, let it go. But it's really just a place to put some beautiful things and share with each other, reach out to each other. For those of you who want someone to talk to, reaching out for another twin friend, you know, please feel free to use that website to also promote your business. I'm happy for you to do that. I could care less about competition, all that kind of stuff. Just, you know, anything that's positive, go ahead and post it there. Again, it's just under Twin Flames 3344 on Facebook. So if you have any issues with it, let me know. I'm terrible with electronics and social media and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not great with Facebook. So it's going to take some breaking in time for me, okay? I'm going to get right into the read for the masculine. It is Mother's Day tomorrow, and there's definitely some Mother's Day stuff coming up around this. I want to make an announcement too about Spiritual Acceleration. Bonnie from Spiritual Acceleration, she's amazing. She does these group clearings, and she does retreats. You might want to check out her website. She just did Mother Issues, which was a free clearing, which she posts every about 2 weeks, free clearings. And she just goes in there and clears all the crap out of your, you know, your layers, okay? So I've been going to her website for quite a while now, and please check her out. Eventually I will put some of these sites up on that Facebook page as well. Another one is Mercedes Kirkle. I went on my retreat in France with her group. The Mary Magdalene Heart Path. I'm not sure what her exact title is right now, but if you look up Mercedes Kirkle, you'll find her. She channels Mary Magdalene. And getting right into the Divine Masculine, I watched a movie, Wine Country. So it was just a comedy, Wine Country, last night, which was just a bunch of 40 to 50-year-olds going away on a 50-year-old birthday party trip to Wine Country. So some humor there, definitely about aging gracefully and that all the issues that everybody goes through in their lives. Today is May 11, 2019. 11 is the Justice card, and Justice is just all about truth and balance, which is what we're always striving to here. The day adds up to 28, 1, which is a masculine energy, but it's also the Two of Wands, or the two flames in the Seer and Starseed deck, which is all about the twin flames, about choosing a path. You know, having command over your world and being able to choose any path you like. Are you going to go in this direction or this direction? You know, whatever you please. So what is the truth and balance around that, your choices? And are you able to make that choice about your path now? Is it actually the right time? And do you feel that you have to make a choice in a path? Maybe you should just be staying still for the moment. Are you listening to your inner guidance? This is the point here. It's easy to choose your path when you're being guided, because you automatically know. It becomes a passion, and it just wells up inside of you, and you don't have a choice anymore. So think about that. It is Saturday, and tomorrow is Mother's Day, and like I said, Bonnie from Spiritual Acceleration just did a Mother's Day clearing, so all the stuff that you take on of your mother's when you're in her womb, They do that clearing in this clearing session, so you might want to check it out. You can do it as many times as you want. Okay. So the read from today. The read from today was done at 10:44 this morning. The major arcana here from the Sirian Starseed deck were Transition, which is the Death card, Reflection, which is the Hermit, and the other one was the card after the read, which I use, is the Chariot. So that was the only major arcana here for the Divine Masculine today. There were 3 Pentacles, 2 Wands, 2 Cups, and 2 Swords. The court cards were Page of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and Queen of Swords. So a page, a knight, and a queen. So it could definitely be some child issues here, or maybe just some immature messages, or immaturity in general, or just messages in general. But the Queen of Swords, you know, she's a bit of a mourning person, right? So she's had her feelings hurt, so she's very truthful but a little bit cold. So it could be about air signs coming up as well. The numbers and code line for this read today were all about spiritual partnership, so your higher self partnership, and patience as well. The numbers here were 10, 9, 3, 4, 26, 33, which is that 7 of Wands, which has been coming up a lot, about standing your ground, staying up for yourself, fending off others without being reactive or defensive. So that's been coming up a lot, like all the time. 3, 4, 5, that sequence came up, as well as 8, 9, 10. The number 34, which is the 8 of Wands, 45, the 5 of Cups, 5 of Cups, and number 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, 89, and that 26 that I mentioned earlier, that's the Page of Wands. And then the number 3222. So 32 is the 6 of Wands, of the Journeyman, and then 22 is the Fool. So that's a very nice combination to have together, taking that leap of faith with an open heart on your journey. And this is for the masculine. So I'm sorry I'm sweaty, I was just jogging. And it's a beautiful day out today. The message here around spiritual partnership and patience, which was funny, the number came up 10 and 0, which is, for me, the word 10 and 0 is just human embodiment here. So source embodiment into a human body. So it's high vibration of that source energy, human. But the number comes up 1009, which was 1009 was my phone number growing up. So that was interesting. So if 1009 comes up for any of you, let me know. So it reminded me of my mother, because it was their house, and it's Mother's Day tomorrow, which they don't live there anymore because she's in an Alzheimer's facility, which is okay. It just is what it is. But the high vibration human, the Hermit of the Night, or the Wise Owl, regarding 3 Pages of Cups, an Emperor of potentially Christ, who is wise, of spiritual partnership and patience, or someone who knows how to control themselves and be patient. Especially with children, when you have 3 Pages of Cups, okay? But it also could just represent messages of love and sharing those messages of love with others. But it can be children and students of emotion. So remember, when you're dealing with a Page of Cups or someone who's young, even if the page is upright and the message is pure, they're immature. So even though the intention is good, it may be immature. So there may be some, some stuff that you don't want to have to deal with that you have to deal with. But not to get upset with them, because it's appropriate at that age to be immature because they're young. Also the need for the Empress and the Emperor, who want control, to want to protect their child, but need to clear themselves within a spiritual partnership and always be patient. The Sirian Starseed deck, when I put the codes in, came up a lot, and in reference to those chalices. Specifically the Knight of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups, which is interesting because in the code line, the only chalices that came up here was the Seeker of Chalices from the Sirian Starseed deck, but that didn't come up when I put it in the system. The Knight of Chalices, the 10 of Chalices, and the 4 of Chalices came up, which is the offer of love, the fulfillment of love, the 10 of Cups, And the Four of Cups, which is mastering all the negative energies, right? Mastering and balancing all of your own emotions and thoughts and passions. So starting right into the read, the underlying energy here for the masculine was the Three of Crystals on top of the 10 of Crystals. So it's very much a family business, or just family related, the family legacy related to your business, okay? That's definitely the masculine's workplace and their family, whether they're attached or he's just dealing with both in reference with each other right now. All right, so Trinity, family business of emotionally detached, King of Swords, wounded warrior, who's guarded and ready to give up the battle of his own accord, or the battle of his own wounds. Frustrated and uninspired, purging, stressed, still coming together at work with family. So whether the business is the family, or just come together at work with family for whatever reason. Or it could be some kind of creative endeavor, but it definitely involves something practical and money and family. Okay? So it can be some kind of creative thing or church, that kind of thing, but it's definitely money related. So sovereign or teen, behind a King of Wands, the King of Wands is looking in on the timing of things, or perhaps divine timing, or his destiny, schooling the goose that lay the golden egg, or his own troubled past as a student, as the sacral energies creeped up on him at that age. All right, so especially masculine when their hormones, and the feminines when their hormones start getting out of wax. So wax is coming up here. A wax museum, that might be specific to someone, but ooh. All right, plastics came up yesterday too in the read as needing to clear out plastics, and I'm getting the wax museum as a fake person. All right, so it's really about clearing out your artificial layers within yourself. But I was getting, when your hormones change as a child, your sexual hormones as a teen, it can make your thoughts and your emotions be totally out of whack and out of control. So that is to be expected with children. So you can't yell at them for what they can't control. So part of that is coming up. But it's about this King of Wands looking back at himself back at that age. And maybe he struggled with school, whether it has to do with hormones or something else. But the sacral energies creep up on him, and the King of Wands child or student, his own kids, or someone who's following him at work, may be mouthing off, not hitting the books, or flapping their gums, or not following the rules, and in trouble. So when you combine that energy with your business, it's not the same as home. That you have to follow the rules of the business. Otherwise, even if it's your own child, you may get fired, or it could cause legal issues for the business owner. So there's some different variations coming up here. Orange juice and high vitamin C are also coming up again. Rose hips and DNA strands. Drumsticks and rose thorns. The crown of thorns manifesting in 5D, Mother Mary clearing for Mother's Day. And I was just getting again, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. So let it be. Repeatedly choosing path. So Mother Mary clearing for Mother's Day, repeatedly choosing path of the Dark X, or Dark Mother, and Akashic Records. Pocahontas came up here, also the Page, which also can be like the Jester, inspired to learn, the student, of low status, not a knight or queen or king status, easily influenced by dark energies and nightmares. Invisible man. So think about all the scary things in your room when you were young. Protecting sacred energies with orange blanket and a sword across groin and legs. Left hip to right toe. This is coming up for the King of Wands. Discovering pure DNA, white lily and truth, red rose with thorns in order to protect itself. So it's showing you the polarity of the white lily, soft and free, and the red rose with thorns that feels it needs to protect itself. Okay? When honestly we never need to protect anything. We don't need to protect ourselves from anything if we always keep our vibration in that high vibration of love and nature. That's the only combination we need. White lily, soft and open, free versus something that costs. With a rose, the thorns might get you, right? And it's not to say that when you're first learning this to bring your vibration up that you don't want to intentionally protect yourself with energy. But once you get yourself into a consistent high vibration, you only need to stand in your place of love. We are taught that love given freely has no value. So we're taught to hold back for a dowry. You only get the pretty one, the rose, if you pay a high price and deal with the thorns, that anything worth having must be of hard work. As I turn the page, it's 11:25, and again, it's 11's justice, and 25 is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so passionately coming in, or just getting busy and running errands, can be as simple as that. Could just be doing athletics as well, as passionate about what you're physically doing. The Divine Masculine may feel good in his dowry in 5D. He can buy the X, but how does one go about a transaction for free? Well, that would be freely returning the love, freely given. Did your mother freely give love, or was there a cost? Did she get to choose your mate for you? Did your father give you away to a man that you hated? Burdens are dropped, confessions made, news or messages from children who are bored and in need of attention. They call their mothers. Are you able to receive love? Is it all the same to you? One just like the other? Just a game of prettiest, richest, most popular, smartest? A polo match of getting attention, looking good on that horse, showing off your pie, your masculine-feminine integration and balance, how proud you are. News of your success, but where did it get you? You're still bored and unsatisfied because only true love fills you up inside. So you call your mom to offer some love? Or are you there just to take some comfort and run? Feeling she wants to control you or order you around? Or is it just you, too stubborn to be open to sound and wise advice? Did you ask for that advice, or do you really want to fall and learn the hard way? The young can be adamant and feisty, cutting off their noses to spite their face. The older have pride, no longer allowing others to tell them they're wrong or they don't know because they say they've lived a lot already. I ask again, are you willing to receive love? Why does it take you so long to decide that it's okay to fall and be wrong? One who loves you, you should know, would never judge you in that way. A mother, a really good, loving mother, usually gives advice because she doesn't want she doesn't want harm to come to you. Accept lovingly and then make your own wise decisions, taking all into consideration. You are always the last word. Don't get angry about advice offered or heard. Just accept gracefully and move on. Or say, you're right, Mom. I never thought of that. Instead of being defensive and stubborn, feeling like she's trying to tell you you're wrong. And then heads up and ground and integrate what you've heard or learned. We turn the page, it's 11:42, the Two of Cups. What's important there is the connection, not the words. However, why does it take you so much time to ground and integrate a pure offer of love? A loving mother doesn't expect anything in return, only that you love yourself first and not follow the crowd and not care too much others' opinions or what they think. However, not all mothers are perfect and not all mothers are all of love. Working with family, each must be able to maintain their sovereignty and not be owned by another. This only breeds contempt. Unrequited love came up here for the masculine as the underlying energy, and beneath that was let go of control issues. So in order to get to unrequited love and realize that, you first have to let go of your own control issues. Because if you're trying to control this situation, even if there's unrequited love, you're still trying to control the other people around you, even if it's not good. Why would you want to stay in that situation? Exposing all, keep things pure, while others get caught or confess. red tulips or red two lips, in the window, draped by gentle curls or curtains, and a reflection of self, unable to look self in the eye, in the mirror, once you lose trust. How to reconcile unconditional love. A Leo or ego may get caught or confess, or may have been caught already and confessed, or an honorable man who has a twin and a partner, or an emotionally detached or manipulative man who insists on having two lovers. Which are you? Only he can decide who he is. Tulips, curtains, pincushions, candles, and bells, tippy toes, heel toe, ankles displayed, gangrene green, contrast to white silk and gold. So think about that, gangrene green. So normally you would think that of that as an awful thing, but if you take that color of gangrene and contrast it to white, to pure white silk and gold, that can be a very beautiful combination. So who are we to judge the book by its cover? Floor and crown molding, for food on the floor, dessert and coffee relaxing in the garden, and a soft flame, waiting patiently in view of all of your life going on. The military widow who forever grieves what could have been. She must be proper. How long before she's allowed to love again? Or just is it that she knows no love will ever compare? Well, that may not have been true in the past, but the greatest love is love of self, and twins have another self here on the earth plane. All truth aside, two people who perpetually miss each other are meant to be aligned. All truth aside, as my voice went out, two people who perpetually miss each other are meant to be aligned, back to back, butt to butt, eye to eye, naked without any armor on. Loving your naked self no matter what anyone else thinks, says, or does. Twins exposed to unconditional love, whether you like it or not. The Queen of Swords and King of Cups, drained and dropping burdens. The underlying energy of effort comes up here, number 13, which is the Death card. Underneath that was synchronicities. So as the masculine is seeing all these synchronicities, it comes to the point now of the 13 with effort. Going through a transformation, a transition, a death. Sometimes it takes a death to make you see the truth, to make a fire under you in order to get you to make that effort that's best for you. The King of Wands lay down sword to end the war. Cancer moved on at new moon, or because of deception. Knight of Cups triumphs with the Holy Grail, having ended family and emotional cycle of the King and Queen of Wands, allowing the Queen of Wands to end up on top, maybe questioning self. Or the Queen of Wands planted an orange cat at the family circle. Either a remote view is coming up here, or a bell or a collar with a bug in it to record. So whether it's an audio or visual bug in it, or a mouse or a rat planted to cause the Knight of Cups horse to get spooked, throwing him off track, someone wanting to bring his ego down a notch, all right, or throw him off track. As I turn the page, it's 1208. 8 is the Strength card of ego and Leo, and the 12 of the Wise Man, the Hangman, the one hung out to dry, or just trying to see a new perspective, or possibly looking for a new idea. Now there's lots of situations that come up here in the underlying energy. There's a King and Queen of Wands together, but there's also, she's upright together with the King of Wands, but she's also reversed within the body of the reed. So it could be the same person, but it could be two separate Queen of Wands, okay? And I was definitely getting this King and Queen of Wands can be a masculine with his karmic splitting up. It could be parents, or two people who are together within a business situation, a marital couple, but it can be siblings as well. It doesn't have to be a marital couple. But you fit it to your situation, and I'm going to tell you how it goes. It was just 2442 of the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups. So it's definitely about a partnership of the Queen of Cups here. So the Queen of Wands planted an orange cat, like I said. at a family circle, so someone trying to listen in. It could just be as simple and innocent as walking by with your cat or sitting in your yard and listening in on your neighbor's conversation, okay, with your cat. But there's definitely remote view coming up here, as well as bugs being planted, so people spying on each other. Or a mouse or a rat planted to cause the Knight of Cups horse, like, to freak out. So that's just, can be just figurative, okay? Or it can be literally, somebody might have been on a horse and someone might have done that to them on purpose to hurt them. For this horse to get spooked, throwing them off track, someone wanting to bring his ego down a notch, right? So someone trying to throw him off his horse, his high horse. Busy bees and busybodies have been poking their noses in. Exes and X-Men, so it could just be X-Men in their lives, or X-Men, the show, for some reason, is relevant here. Ending family wars and deceptions peacefully between this King and Queen of Wands, anyway, and the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can be one or the other, or it can be a third person, a child, or just someone who's related to their business. But the King of Wands may think the Knight of Cups is crazy, but lovable just the same. Could be someone who has alcohol issues, because the King of Cups comes up in the read as reversed. Okay? So it could be a Cancer amidst two fire signs, a couple or parents or older siblings perhaps. So it could be two older siblings that are very much alike, and then the younger one who's kind of like, the oddball out in the family. The Queen of Cups at family business or a workplace that's like a family to her, finding success and attention, getting the King of Swords, who's emotionally detached, to choose dark X or a dark past. Or unrequited love, or the King of Cups reversed, uninspired child and Knight of Swords, purging and stressed. While wounded warrior, third partner, is his dark X. So there's lots of different scenarios, right? So in one situation we got the King and Queen of Wands as a couple or siblings or whatever it is, and then the Knight of Cups, which the Knight of Cups can be separate from them or one of them, the King or Queen of Wands. That's dealing with their own issue. And that has to do with ending a family situation for sure, but definitely involving deception. And yeah, there's some kind of sneakiness there, so there might have been some lying, cheating, and stealing going on, a deception, and an ending of a family emotional situation. So it could be literally the dissolving of a marriage or partnership in an emotional sense, but it also could be siblings breaking up for the same reason. The other pile here is about the family business, or family related to whatever this is in a monetary sense, whether it be a creative venture or a church or whatever it is. It's about family and money. There is a King of Cups reversed. There's a King of Swords upright next to each other, so it could be the same person or two separate people, and then a wounded warrior next to them, so it could be a partner of three. And this is next to the King of Wands, kind of overseeing things and needing to make a choice. And I'm definitely getting, in certain situations, it's a partnership of three or two with the King of Wands, like either just a silent money partner or someone who bosses over them. And this could be the same King of Wands as the one that's with the Queen of Wands. She could actually be his partner as the wounded warrior in the business, all right? So he's married to her, and she's partnered with two others. So he basically controls all of them through her, and she's got him in her pocket, whether it's her father or her partner or her brother, whatever it is, okay? So again, the Queen of Wands at family business or a workplace that's like family to her, finding success and attention, getting the King of Swords, who's emotionally detached, to choose a dark X or a dark past of unrequited love in order to like keep him there, for not for him but for them. Or the King of Cups reversed is uninspired child, so he's the one who may be drinking, right? So he's not grown up. And the King of Swords is now purging and stressed because of that other person. The wounded warrior, third partner, could be his dark X. So this wounded warrior could also be the dark X of the King of Swords, who could be now with the King of Wands, or the King of Wands, like I said, could just be their brother, but she could be married also to the King of Swords. So the Queen of Wands could be married to the King of Swords or the King of Wands, depending on the situation. or it could be an ex, right? They could be still together, or they could be on the outs, separated, or actually divorced. So you see how many versions there could be since there's 3 people there. Parents may be stepping in for an alcoholic intervention. King and Queen of Wands, or the King of Cups reversed, who used to be their Knight of Cups happy son, always moving or traveling but deceptive, causing family unhappiness, and him now needing to apologize because he may have caused a lot of disruption or theft. But he was always deceptive and causing all this stuff, so he definitely he's caused family unhappiness and now needs to apologize, whether this is the Divine Masculine or someone who's in his family or someone he works with. The Queen of Wands could be getting attention for a dark past at work with the King of Cups. So maybe she had an affair with the King of Cups. Or maybe this was her partner. Or maybe they just had a dark past and not getting along with each other. Maybe they did drugs together. Maybe they did, who knows together, okay? It doesn't have to be a sexual relationship, but it could be. Needing to make an effort to end things. I definitely, several times in the past couple of years, would get there's someone's situation where the Divine Masculine's partner or wife or whatever it was definitely had an affair with the brother where he may or may not know, and it might have been before they were together or during the relationship, but he may not be aware. So I wanted to bring that up. The Queen of Wands could be getting attention for a dark past at work with the King of Cups, needing to make an effort to end things. The King of Cups needs to make amends with the Queen of Swords. Okay? So now we're bringing another person in here, the Queen of Swords. The King of Cups, if this is the Divine Masculine, he can have either emotional or alcohol issues. I wasn't getting specifically other things. Since it is King of Cups, it tends towards liquids, so alcohol is something very typical there. But it could be emotional as well, but it also could be other kinds of addictions, but it's just not specifically coming up for me here. But the King of Cups, if the Divine Masculine, he needs to make amends with the Queen of Swords, who may be the Divine Feminine, or it could be just someone else in his life. It could be a sister, a friend, or his partner. If the Queen of Wands is the partner of the King of Wands, or siblings. Siblings in business could be the King of Cups reversed, King of Swords, and King of Wands, with the King of Wands husband. I wrote this down wrong. With the King of Wands husband or father could be the boss around them. So you know how awful that would be if you have 3 in a partnership where the one is the wife of the person who's in control or the one feeding the money to the business. So she's always going to have the last word because she's connected to the person who has control. Or if not siblings or just partners, her brother, husband, or father may control the group, and or one other in the group is her partner or spouse. So if he's the outside control person, is her father, she may actually be married to one in the group. So that could cause even more issues with control. The King of Wands may have a little princess, which could be her, or the King of Wands could have brought in a child or an intern to follow him around the business to teach them the ropes. But I'm getting that she's daddy's princess, very spoiled, and always gets her way with him. So she may have the boss man in her pocket, whether she's the daughter or a very young new wife of the King of Wands, or a young student or smart intern who flirts with him. Recently, coming up here is the Hermit. Okay, so this is the recent past, which is reflection, and or the Hermit, which also can be Virgo. The Hermit ended family with a Leo, perhaps, or a family that was thought to be strong. So it could be the sham family that everyone saw very strong on the outside, but that wasn't actually the truth on the inside. As I turn the page, it's 1227. 12 again is the Hangman, and the 27 is the Ace of Wands, that new passion. The underlying signs here, just for the underlying energy, not as we get into the read, but that was Cancer, definitely very prevalent, up and reversed. So both energies are 2 different Cancers. Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio, not sure which direction, but they were definitely present there. Aquarius reversed, Leo upright, okay? Which would make sense because they're opposite from each other. But just so you know, Leo's upright in the underlying energy, but they're reversed in the read. And Aquarius really isn't very prevalent in the read at all. Okay, that was the only sign that was really not present in the read at all. So because they were reversed in the underlying energy, they have been involved in a breakup and fallen away. So the worst over now of loss of hope and depression and getting attention from dark X for the masculine, or for having chosen the wrong path, or it could have been a dark path that he had gone down before but just kept returning. Could have been an addiction issue or a codependent issue where he kept returning to what was bad for him over and over and over again. The Queen of Swords is coming up reversed in the read as well. King of Cups reversed, Queen of Swords. King of Swords, I believe, was upright, and then the King and Queen of Wands were upright, but the Queen of Wands in the body of the read is reversed. The foundation here is the portal transition of home. Oops, sorry. The Death card, or the portal transition here. This is the foundation of the read. Home and uprooted children and walking away in order to go within. Or a negative childhood for the masculine with mother that came back and possibly living. So issues from childhood that came back, possibly with his mother, or just childhood issues in general, or past life issues in general. But now possibly all of those issues coming up again because a masculine may have moved back in with their mother or parents, okay? Living with them again in order to bring up and clear those negative childhood wounds or issues. Mother's Day weekend, or difficulty with siblings or past lineage you must now walk away from for the masculine. Home may have been pretty, but what was in it may have been a different story. Centrally here, we have the Three of Flames. Very present to healing. Having waited for nothing. So this is the masculine now being very present, but realizing that he may have been waiting for nothing. Very present to that fact. Having been cheated, a student of hard knocks. Finding happiness in everything, right? Learning to see the silver lining in everything. No longer allowing others to steal his gold coin, his happiness with himself, his connection to himself first, and his kids, but even they must learn to respect him. Two wrongs don't make a strong connection. However, love overcomes all difficult situations. So even though the masculine has learned to be positive through all of the hard knocks of life, he may have done that by using a defense mechanism or a suit of armor as opposed to being his authentic self. So present to his own obsession with conflict and drama, expansion, the challenge being here the Page of Cups. Okay, so in its positive energy is cracking their heart wide open, which is a beautiful energy of a child who's just very loving. Or it could be referencing a message of love that's pure and innocent. But in the reversed energy, it can be a rejection, it can be a spoiled brat. It could be very immature emotional energy, right? The person who never wants to grow up because they always want to be, I'm the baby, gotta love me. So it can be in its positive or negative or a combination of both. But this is the challenge of the Page of Cups child or new love, cracking their heart open wide to see the Knight of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed at odds. And this can be one and the same person, or it could be two people. But her at odds, so the Queen of Wands reversed at odds with the Knight of Wands reversed, or just her angry and holding back passions and wanting revenge. On the Queen of Wands perhaps, who's coming up upright, or not the Queen of Cups, who's giving love and being very nurturing and intuitive, causing arousal and attention to her half of the family with a dark religious heritage or connection, or a hidden death perhaps, or sudden death syndrome. And what's that all about? Or just attention to the end of her family, and of course she doesn't like it. The Divine Masculine with fire in his head, or the fires of change in his head, which are crowning the reed, implementing the plan to undo rejection, obsession, to message or plan a small talk perhaps with a twin, or just with someone where they need to have a discussion, to detox hurt feelings of secrets, or intuitive high priestess with the Queen of Wands who may be hovering above. So the message doesn't have to be with the Queen of Wands, but she could be listening in. Or she could be remote viewing in as well, depending on her abilities. She may actually be a twin or a high soulmate, or someone who just has low energy, but dabbles in the etheric realms. Or two kids or siblings are not getting along and needing to use their intuition, or the masculine needs to use his intuition about them. A Capricorn destined to tell secret of his dissatisfaction being alone, or letting go of a codependency, divinely orchestrated to be ignorant or unaware of his own unhappiness of others. Okay? So it was like a codependent orchestration that had to happen for the masculine to awaken to his own refusal to see his own unhappiness, or his lack of compassion for the others around him who are unhappy and not caring. Maybe that wasn't his intention, but that's how it is now. Maybe him and his karmic are acting like children, or just all business with no love in their relationship, or the harsh truth of a third party involved in transformation of a deep connection experienced in reflection at night, the false light of his karmic or karmic's family, and fantasy of the high priestess and death of a rose. No compassion was shown here. And as I turned the page, it was 1255, which is the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So 12 is the Hangman again, and seeing another perspective. But when the Ace of Swords come up, there is no other perspective. The truth is the truth is the truth. It just depends on whose version of the truth it is, right? But it was definitely coming up as the masculine may have not shown compassion here in a big way, which may have hurt someone very deeply, whether it's family, friends, his divine feminine, whoever it was, okay? But now learning to allow himself to see himself in the way he treats himself, but also in the way he treats others, even if he's a very upstanding person, okay? He has to see his truth right now. Pretending that the divine feminine perhaps was a mannequin, a figment of his imagination, while she put it all out there, her grief. All the world's a stage. But what about angels? It may not apply the same. Soon there's grounding and integrating, all right? So this is the grounding and integrating, right? It's not wishing on a star. It's being on an island unto yourself and knowing where your guidance comes from. When you're amidst those turbulent waters, an island unto himself, still, being still, not working, but perhaps still a little bit stubborn, clinging, resisting, while the divine feminine, sealed in her own world, continues to grieve, to transmute the past. The Knight of Cups offers love at falls, perhaps. So they could be out hiking or being in the mountains or down at the beach, but I was definitely getting some falls, Niagara Falls perhaps, while the Queen of Swords speaks her truth, both with angel wings, as the lobster has cleared the path, at least one side anyway, where possibly gypsies stole from him. And the term gypsies is used loosely here, referencing just people who maybe randomly came into his life and cheated him. Unaware he needed to end the cycle, allow the changes, and move on after grieving. So maybe he fell into some old patterns again, and this time really had to pay for it, because maybe people stole or cheated him, or just lied, right? So the people he trusted all his life may have lied to him. So because he went back to an old pattern again, he was really taken down this time. And now he has to grieve that loss and come out of it. He is purging, stressed and frustrated, defensive, and or standing up to others, verbal abuse or silent treatment, or his own negative self-talk, not allowing other women to speak harshly to him or disrespect him or be mean or treat him as a sex symbol, just like women didn't like to be treated that way. This is how he's coming up as seeing himself. So definitely in those purging cycles, okay, of suffering or just a lot of stress. Finances and career come up for the masculine, as well as flirt, so keep things light, and also passion. But it's coming up around this purging cycle. So is he going through financial and career issues, and is he dealing with flirtations and passions that he didn't ask for? Fending off others' sexual advances, or just possibly very light flirtations, but only receiving attention as a sex object and not being respected for his intelligence or his emotional, love for other people. So maybe now seeing that in the way he may have treated women at one point, now the tables may be turned on him, so he learns what it is to feel the same. So around him, or how he is seen, is the Page of Pentacles, or the Adaptive Crystals in this deck. The Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor drained on a quest to release a prisoner, whether it's himself or another, with a proposal, or a quest to release himself from a Leo who may be out of control, or it could just be ego issues, his own ego issues, or just draining kids, or just his own unhappiness, with a proposal. This proposal is supposed to fix things. Clear blocks of the Queen of Swords for the masculine, that you think she may pull a switch at the last minute. Bending the truth when the truth is out there already. And the Empress is abundant with joy, and in coming together for Mother's Day. So there may be someone, he may not know if he can trust himself in situations. If he's coming together with his family at Mother's Day, are there women in that situation or at work who he can really trust now? Or are they going to bend the truth in their favor? Or is that their divine feminine or their partner? Can he trust someone who's not displaying their heart, who's coming up as the Queen of Swords in mourning, right? And being very truthful but cold at the same time. The divine masculine may be offering love to Mother, but distrustful in coming together with her and or other family, distorting truth in order to get their own way. Or the Queen of Swords is offering love to a mother, or just abundant in coming together in joy to speak the truth. So maybe there's a Queen of Swords in his life also who's offering love to his mother to get on his good side. So are they being manipulative? But coming together in joy to speak their truth, to straighten things out. There's definitely energies around this. Patience and spiritual partnership, but even more so coming up here was creativity for the masculine. And here is the block they need to clear, is that the Queen of Swords, So is that aura around her head, is that real light or is that artificial light? And is she going to pull the switch there on the truth? At her convenience, right? To make it good for whenever it's convenient for her, to make her look good. So as we turn the page, it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, jump. 23 is the King of Wands, and 1 is the Magician. All of the all of the signs were coming up here. We have Scorpio reversed, Pisces upright and reversed. Whenever I say upright and reversed, it can either be 2 people or 1 person showing both energies, the positive and the negative. Taurus is upright and reversed. Cancer and Gemini, not sure which direction they were coming up, but Cancer was very prevalent in the underlying energies. Gemini, not as much. Aries was upright, Leo reversed, Capricorn reversed, Libra upright. Virgo was more minor in the read. Doesn't mean that the Aquarius is not present at all in major arcana. The Virgo wasn't either in the body of the read. Both of them were in the underlying energy, not the body of the read, but it doesn't mean they weren't present. It's just they were not reflecting the Virgo and Aquarius energies coming out in the body of the read. So Virgo definitely came up in a minor way, upright and reversed in the body of the read. But Aquarius really wasn't present much at all. And Sagittarius was upright as the light just flared up. Alright, so emotionally distraught over energy exchange, the masculine, in his King of Wands here, not knowing what to say. So the masculine may want to come forward, but still dealing with not knowing how to deal with the energy, the sexual energy that's going on between them, and him never having come forward about that, and knowing how that must have been now, realizing what that means and how that looks when it reflects back on him. The Knight of Cups wants to offer love and come to the rescue, to end grief in a new life, or offer of help or money with his angel. Okay? So the last two cards of the read here are the Eight of Crystals and the Chariot card. Okay? So Eight of Crystals is also like Eight of Pentacles. So it's all about work and aligning. Okay? Cracking your codes, working with crystal energy. But here then we have the Chariot coming in forcefully. You know, it's a very bold move. It could be ascension. It can be moving or travel. But working with crystal energy, family finances, legacy, divorce, or a break in contract after theft or a risky business. Stuck in emotions, unaware, and wanting to release emotions and find peace for the masculine. The King of Pentacles gets a lot of love offers at work. Playing the savior, superhero, not knowing the High Priestess put it out there, and now grieving an offer of new life given to angel. So anything that the Divine Feminine had offered the Divine Masculine in the past, he now may be in a different perspective and feeling really bad about what was offered to him before, experiencing each other's sexual energy and not knowing how to talk about those feelings. Having been all about the money, and now making a bold move to offer new life, new start, possibly a financial offer to King of Wands, to make himself free in order to offer love, or free to open his heart, being a patient angel, one step at a time, to new love. Cancer, Aries, Sagittarius, and Taurus came up around the end there, those energies. Awaken in the aftermath to letting go and to fixing things. Trinity and family lineage, transition portal, purging, the workhorse mentality, or the Knight of Pentacles, the Virgo, the Hermit, isolation, present to the Page of Cups with an open heart, grounding and integrating, the Queen of Swords, mourning the truth of drama, conflict, and expansion at work, church, or creative place, whatever it is, in order to align and make a bold move. All right, so we have work and family issues in a transition portal. Purging the masculine, is purging the workhorse mentality he's always had, right? That you have to work hard to win, for everyone to believe that you're the savior. But to actually be the hermit, to go within, to be a recluse for a while, maybe what serves him or what has in the recent past, and they need to get over themselves. Isolation sometimes is just what we need, as opposed to being the workhorse that everyone depends on so that they don't have to work as hard, right? The person that you always depend on. But he's now present also to the Page of Cups, like an offer of new love. Also can be children and dealing with their issues, or just grounding and integrating a Queen of Swords who's in mourning, who's cold because she's been so hurt. And she's transmuting that drama and the conflict expansion at her own work to align and make a bold move. So the masculine getting around, trying to maneuver his way around the situation, and how do I find the words, how do I fix this? The family business of the Hermit, Virgo, and the Queen of Wands perhaps, in transition at present, expanding, challenged by the Page of Cups, and or an offer of new love. Or it could be reversed energies of rejection and spoiled brat energy, and just being very immature. Suffering and stress, purging the masculine, grounding and integrating crystal work, aligning. The Knight of Pentacles, proposing or offering help or money to Queen of Swords to make up for taking her energy from her through work or crystals, or working on a new business together, or to travel or move, possibly together. So there's a lot of energies going on there, a lot of positive, but it can definitely go either way depending on your situation. And I'm going to show you the read, and then I'm going to get on to possibly doing something else for you guys. Okay, so we have the basic read here, and then the full read with the clarifiers. I don't think there was any other cards that came up there. Nope, that was it. So make sure you drink your water, guys, and get your rest. Some exercise to release all these energies. Still a lot of tension in the back. But just, find your happy and rise and be loved. Bye.